Seems Linny is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying. Tea is ready. Now it's time for a short rest.
We're back. Back with more Genshin Impact. And so far, like, yeah. So, great. So, before that, I want to do a few, want to take care of a few daily things before we get back into the meat of it, meat of things. Let's go with this team for now. Okay. I don't think that's part of the quest over there. Oh, okay. Or it's over here. Oh, we have to actually climb up. Oh, never mind. We can actually walk up this. It's just we can climb as well.
Hey!
Here comes the catch. Busted.
The Temple of Wisdom! Dance
Okay.
with the waves! Allow me!
Gotcha.
I see everything!
Okay. Right. Right. Alrighty then. So. And.
My strength!
Boosh. Alright. Bloosh. We can. Let's go this. Let's just go to the teleporter. Wrong way. Anyway. This way. And.
Rest and remix!
Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now.
Make yourselves at
Pressure's on me.
Just, could you just stop being rude and just stop blocking me?
Grow, grow, grow! Sharing my knowledge!
Gotcha.
This might hurt a little. Hey! Grow, grow, grow! Yeah!
And there we go. Nice. Nice. Nice job. Alright. And we're going back. Okay, it doesn't look like we're going to the chasm. Looks like we're just going over this way. Is this for Okay, like... Okay. Because if it was an Eye of the Storm, then I probably would want to switch to, like, Ganyu. Like, one of my Ganyu teams.
Allow me! The Temple of Wisdom! I see everything!
A lot of fighting daily quests. Which, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Like, honestly, I find them a lot more entertaining than other certain quests. Ones that involve a lot of talking.
Quietly now.
Make yourselves at home! Positions!
Oh! Oh, perfect. Like, and ending off with Ellen is actually is also pretty nice. This one's pretty simple. You just gotta do something that's impossible for her to do. Easy. Yep. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yep. Uh-huh. Mhm. Mhm.
Huh.
Yep.
How can I smash all these training dummies at once?
Okay,
This
just
dance is
do
for
this.
you. So that's how to do it. I'm impressed.
I mean, I would love to see if she could just replicate that. Go. Go by the cat's tail.
Ad Astra Ab. Thank you for Ad Astra.
Oh right. Now we have Fontaine stuff we can do. No character bonuses. But I mean, I would want to get at least be able to get these gem ones. And then I guess start working on these. Okay. And there we go. So, actually, when is 6 more days until that? Okay. Probably do that at some point. But I'm gonna go ahead and do some of these real quick. Storm Terror. Yeah, let's do this one. This team. Let's try this team. Oh, I should probably heal up on you. Huh. Oh right, the head is pretty much the... There we go.
For Rex Lapis! At the right hand, incinerate! Ha! Tja! 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 Boom boom! Ha!
Dang it. Okay.
Think you can bully me?
There we
Did
go.
I miscalculate?
Oh,
Rex
well,
Lapis.
frick.
I am sorry.
There we go. Okay. That could have ended poorly, but it didn't. And that's what matters. But yeah. Yeah, but, yeah, uh-huh. You know, I probably don't even need to climb up for some characters. Just taking care of the ones that I could do. I could probably do the fastest. Oh, 20 more hours. That, okay. And we could do this with this team again.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle.
Well, frick.
Poor timing.
Nice and spicy. Come on. Scratch. Diana special.
Okay, this is just...
Booba, get them.
Cowering already?
Let's go, let's go.
Not
We're
bad.
way behind
not
schedule.
Bad. Not bad. You've got a trick or two.
Whoa, frick!
I can fix this. My contract goes unfulfilled.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, I'm gonna just switch to a different team. Yeah. Though I should heal up.
What a bummer.
Yeah, curious to see what like, yeah. Like, I mean, just from what I remember about the trailer, I'm curious about like how Child is gonna get involved in all this, because I just remember he was in the trailer and just like
This
I was like,
opportunity is
okay,
quite hard
that's
to come by. Well then,
surprising.
amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. Fourth time.
It's over.
Run all you like.
Well,
Hiya.
Not bad. You've got a trick or two.
Born of icy frost.
Solidify!
jeez.
Order guide you.
Busted. Huh?
There we go. And
Gather!
Gotcha. See? Yeah.
Solidify!
Access denied. Busted.
and just like that.
Go.
All right. All right. Hmm. Okay, I'm curious about a certain set. Let's try this.
Hold the line.
You dare overstep your mortal authority?
Okay.
It's over. Gotcha. This needs help. Here, gotcha. Allow me. Billowing surge.
I'm just gonna go do it this because he took the big one.
Uphill battle.
Took it.
Committed to memory. Busted.
There is no atonement for 1,000-year pain!
Okay, well, you know, it just occurred to me that I don't have a shield.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Don't have a shield user, which would really come in handy.
Today, you witness your reckoning!
Hold the line. Let's move out.
slight miscalculation on my part.
Positions. Yeah. Kill. All eyes on me. Covenant of the Deep.
Fisher!
A brash maneuver.
Here comes the catch. Quietly now.
Grow, grow, grow. Help.
There is no atonement for a
Minute to
thousand
memory.
year
This
pain!
is allow me. Uphill battle.
You stand upon your tomb, though you know it not.
Cryo.
Come, experience an eon of suffering.
Make yourselves at home.
Whew. Yo, I wanted to go to Kokomi.
Billowing surge.
Probably do this.
Grow, grow, grow.
Just take.
Yeah,
Okay, we got a shield up.
yeah, yeah. This way through the lagoon.
Game's up. Fun's over.
Grow, grow, grow.
Yes!
Yeah. Yeah.
And there we go. Sweet. Yeah, that would it would have been went a lot better if we had like if we did like a set with like using like a set with Diona or me a set that wasn't like cryo based. Anyway, right. I'm just gonna place another one of these down. Oh, yeah. Hmm. Okay. Open that up. Okay, hydro, electro, ice, or cryo. So probably something like that, this, or yeah, this team. Let's try that.
I cleanse. Stabilize.
All hail.
Quietly now.
Higher, higher, pants on fire.
Oh, frick.
I will have order.
Wrong button.
Gather.
born of ice and frost.
One more sin upon your soul.
See?
Okay.
Cross over!
Your salvation.
Yeah!
Your penance is
This is long overdue.
your atonement. Has it barely begun?
And then just
Go!
go ahead and
Order guide you, Finn.
Access denied.
Upon your soul.
Things are about to get dicey.
See?
Your salvation.
Time to go.
and there we go.
Astray.
All right. Oh, that's gonna be so helpful. Anyway, and I really should explore this area at some point, like, or just. There's so many things I've like missed out on, but I also just. Sometimes I wish there would just be less content, like less content, just or less of these. I mean, like less of these limited time events, so I can actually catch up on the other stuff. Anyway. Oh. Oh, that guy. Okay. They're actually kind of tall. Oh, wow. It's like a walkway? Neat. You know what? Let's try this team. Anyway. So annoying. Yeah, it's very annoying. Does this just mean that Lady Farina will sit at the judges' table? Exactly. At the judges' table? What does that mean? Oh my, we have guests. Judging from your clothes, you must be Outlanders. Yes? In that case, it's quite expected you might not understand our local lingo. Allow me to put it this way. Who should sit at the judges' table? The justice is, of course. And who is our Chief Justice? Monsieur Nouvelet, naturally. Oh, no my. Well, then, why is our dear Hydro Archon sitting in Monsieur Nouvelet's chair? Come now, tell me, what would the poor people being judged think of that? If it were me, why I would feel cheated. Our Hydro Archon knows nothing about being a judge. Well, it does seem like they wouldn't be getting what was advertised. Exactly, trials will be not as advertised precisely as you say. Does this mean that what Paimon thought it did? Wait a second, are you sure it's okay for you to make fun of your god like that? Oh, of course, our Archon loves such jokes. Why, if these words reached her ears, she would tie me to a stone and have me hurled into a deep lake watching enthusiastically from the sidelines in the entire time. But, dear guest, do not grieve yet, for our good Ebron is ever so flighty with his words that even a millstone could not sink him. And our Archon would say, it's a miracle, such a romantic ending, while applauding most loudly. In fact, she might even shed a tear or two. Aye, she may even bestow upon me the motto of Romantic Fontaine Medal. Is that what the good Fontanians consider romantic? I'm not sure what to say here. In any case, let's get to business. Like, might I ask why you've come to our humble store? Speaking of which, Arbon, what, don't you think our two guests look like the famous adventurers the boss told us about it previously? Huh, quite so. One with hair like a burnished gold, and the other like a shining silver. Oh, right, might the two of you be the traveler and Miss Paimon? You know us? The boss was asking around at the Adventurers Guild about adventurers active in Fontaine, and ended up being told about you two. Like, word is that you're a pretty formidable team. Well, Miss Traveler, looks like we're getting more famous day by day. This is all thanks to you, Miss Paimon. haven't you been growing a silver tongue lately already? Then, for that, I will share her fortune with you. Well then, what would your boss like from us? Well, unfortunately, he's not in the store right now, so I'll have to tell you instead. Just a few words, not to worry. To be brief, our boss would like your help collecting data for his champion duelist plan. Champion duelist plan? It is a plan to use champion duelists as the main characters, the development centerpiece, and the focus of our advertising for a new line of Clockwork toys. Oh, right, that's our business, by the way, Clockwork toys. Have the two of you heard of champion duelists? Sure. Our boss believes this to be an excellent cultural institution of Fontaine. As such, toys of this kind may yet sell very well indeed. And if they do get popular outside the country, we could also win the honor of our nation. Two birds, one stone. One stone, I say. I can see Lady Faria herself pinning medals to her chest. Okay, so that's the situation, huh? But if you're making toy duelist champions, then what do you need us adventurers for? Well, you can't develop anything without data, and the strength of the champion duelist is honed in all manner of perilous places. Getting data on them isn't easy. But when we heard the most impressive adventurers do similar things, we thought, why not get adventurers to help us instead? I kind of guessed it now. You're going to use adventurers to get the data you need for your line of toy champion duelists. Is that so? It's no different from Lady Farina sitting at the children's table. Oh, now, it's not quite that serious. It's more like replacing a maritime flower with a mallow tree. Or, a wooden pillar with a stone one. Does it always mean more or less the same thing? That's what the two of you were talking about from the start, when we heard it all. That. We were talking about Lapat Hologiri, the watchmaker next door. They're way worse than us, trust me. They call themselves a watchmaker, but they make toys on the sly. Now that's just completely absurd, isn't it? Indeed, terribly so. A watchmaker that sells toys? Exactly. And it's not reprehensible. Come, tell me, what do you like most in this world? What part I like most? Well, is her best buddy, of course. In that case, if there was a traveler puppet store, somewhere that you traveled from afar to see, only to find they did not sell traveler puppets at all, but instead stocked nothing but a ton of Arbonne puppies, would you be angered by this betrayal of your expectations? Would you not cry and scream? Would you not set the boss of the store flying with a single punch for denying you the purchase of your dear companion? Why, I'd be furious. I punched the store owner straight to his cell in the fortress of Manapide. Seriously, who'd buy Arbonne puppets anyway? Well, now that you say so, it would be kind of annoying. Well, what do we do? It would be terrible if the puppets of you were to go out of stock. They're selling you a bridge here, Huh? And they almost got Paimon there, too! Oh, come now, we were just making analogies, and they say there's no such a thing as a perfect analogy, and things we described do happen. After all, you will not find barrel conches and conch madeleines, will you? Precisely, and such things will only increase in frequency until a day comes when watchmakers stop making watches altogether. But we shall not forgive them. Oh no, unless they change the name to Pot Toy Makers. There you go again. You do really love spouting nonsense, don't you? The more you talk, the further off topic we get. Now let's just have it. What do you need us to do? Well, actually, we do have one request to make before that. Could you two go to Lapat Hologiri next door and do a little investigation there? Watchmaking is their main trade, but their latest toys have become so popular that they're steering our customers. We hear that the store owner gained inspiration for those toys in Mondstadt, so we are curious what they might be. For all you know, it might be some alchemy-powered toy that gives off a scent 4 times as sweet as Sunsetia's, which is used to ensnare people. Well, I've heard that there's an alchemist in Mondstadt who could do that anyway. A quadruple sweetness Sunsetia? Wouldn't that be? As such, could you please help us check out, dear guest? My boss is quite concerned about this matter. Come now, dear guest. We have reputations to maintain as business people. We cannot walk over there willy-nilly. Exactly, it's for the sake of our reputation, and one's reputation is not one's after all. For my part, I must go tell our boss of your arrival, so please visit your hand in the matter. To be honest, Paimon's pretty curious. What would toys that have inspiration from monsters look like? Would they really have something to do with alchemy? Let's go have a look, shall we? Oh, thank you so much. In that case, we shall wait for news from you here. Also, this is hardly next door. Or, I mean, these are actually kind of huge buildings. Never mind. Hey, what toys are you making? Hello, dear customers. I'm Karen, the owner of this shop. What can I do for you? Hi there, Bob. We heard you come with announcing new toys, and we'd like to know more about it. Of course you can. Still, my older brother sent you to seek out information, didn't he? Your brother? Wait, actually, how did you know we were what we were here for? Oh, I just saw you walking out from the Clockwork Workshop, that's all. My brother owns that shop, and I know him, and what he'd do. This is right up his alley. Explode before you get started. We should have prepped more for coming over. How were we supposed to know that you were brothers? Not is it a matter of corporate competition. Is it it's brother against brother? Like, I manage your language, please. Sorry, boss. My brain gear gets stuck there for a minute. No, don't worry about it. Even the best made toys have components that will get stuck in some point. Same with people, you know. You need to take good care of them. Besides, I don't think you're wrong about how my brother sees our relationship. Well, I won't take up more of your time than needed. Let me talk about these toys instead. Are you sure this is okay? We're supposed to be secretly gathering intel. Such interesting things you say, dear customer. Our store's real bread and butter is clocks, which we make using techniques handed down from generation to generation. Toys are just my personal hobby. They bring happiness to people. So if I let more people know about them, is that not the same as spreading happiness? Wow, that's such a nice way of thinking about things. I probably would say that this line I think is too unadventurous, but that aside, why don't you have a look at the toy? I do hope you like it. Indeed, I've liked the place since I was little, and when I went there recently, it was indeed a rewarding experience for me. Incorporated the story of an adventurer I met there in the toy, but don't such a it's just a simple clockwork device. An adventurer? That's not like a product. Does not a product alchemy then? An alchemical toy. That sounds interesting. This adventurer made quite the impression. At this time, I'll tell you his story. Would you like to try the toy out? There's nothing quite like experiencing it for yourself. Let's do, but they're still waiting for our reply on the other end. We should get there first. Then come right back. Why would we want to try this adventure toy right away? Alright, remember, you're always welcome here.
More speed.
Boss, our two guests have returned. The two of you are quick indeed, as expected of people recommended by the Adventurers Guild. I'm Livre, the owner of the shop. Welcome. Hey there, boss. So you and Karen are brothers. We didn't know that. And they saw through us right away. Seriously, Albert? You didn't tell them something this important? Seriously, Arbot? Didn't we agree you tell them if you're gonna cut anyone's salary, cut his? Hey, you know our brothers too. What? Don't call it. What? So, what do you mean to say? Is the mission's a bust? You didn't find anything? Oh no, Karen's a really nice guy, and he didn't mind even though he knew about us. He even told us that we could try out a toy at any time. Yeah, that guy. So, toy alchemically powered? No, it's an adventure toy. Those things are so corny. Didn't he say that he incorporated some adventurous story into it or something? It's right. How did you know? Did you already investigate the matter or something? I just know him all too well. He always puts something sentimental into his toys without caring about the market situation. If you ask me, adventure stories are long out of fashion. But his shop is very popular, isn't it? That's just ordinary market fluctuations. Once our champion duelist lineup takes the stage, we'll have a beat. Easy. But those aren't real champion duelists. They're the result of us out of fashion adventurers play acting. What do the two of you know? This is what we call packaging. It's standard practice on the market. No one cares about exactly how you do it. We're just going to get the data and put it in some popular toy prototypes and claim that it's a story about the growth of a champion duelist. And that'll do the trick just fine. Really? That's it? I might feel like there'll daily be a problem this way. It's fine if the story has issues. It's all about the gimmick. What would you think if I told you that Arbon and Alvarez are in fact ultra-realistic, ultra-high-quality puppets based on the theme of Double Act? What? They're puppets? Can puppets look so real? Of course they can. The power of a Double Act. Tricks can seem very real indeed. See, that's the power of packaging. Even a gimmick can once, when presented the right way, generate interest. So it's just a trick. You cheater! You couldn't be more different from your brother. Well, that's his problem for saying his clockwork. Not saying his clockwork late. If he wants to stick his nose into the toy making business, it's my duty as his older brother to show him what's right. By the dab hand, I should. Thanks for the compliments. In that case, eyes up, you two. The data collection will be run by Arbon and Albert. Yeah, well, we're just gonna turn a blind eye to brotherly conflict. Just don't skip out on our payment. Okay. I'm kind of nervous. Sorry, I get like there's too many people around. Same. Like, no worries, you don't have to rush. We're just here to try the toy. Sure, I have prepared a hamburger for you. That's nice of you, Armand. We'll read it carefully for sure. That's alright, if you don't read it, it's very simple and fun. I hope you enjoy yourself. Okay, ooh, musical beat? Okay. Let's begin. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, let's watch it right. Alright. Okay, cool. Unlocks in an hour, 2 days. Dance resolution. Oh my gosh. They're not even being coy. Wait, I have to complete a quest first? I have to complete an entirely separate quest before I can continue. Okay. Okay. May fortune smile upon you, and we can get Bennett for... Like, okay. And we even get... nice goodie. I'll grab these Primo gems. Just might be a good idea to grab the... Just grab a bunch... Grab these. There's... Like it's early on in Fontaine. Okay.
More speed.
Yeah, I've seen him. Anyway. Okay, so it's just... Okay. So it's just a matter of just... I guess we'll just head on over. And I'll go and grab
More speed.
these over here. Over here and there. Hither and thither. Thither. What's this? What's this? Clockwork Rebecca device. Like, was usually a balanced in Newman. The states that can be altered by their opposites. Among the three, the balanced state should be the proper. Okay. Hmm? Whoa. Oh. Okay.
More.
Oh. Hi.
Crush. Manifest.
Here's the goods!
Rack and ruin. Yeah. Obey. Manifest. Obey.
Okay. Sweet. Right. I guess we're going in here. Oop. And oh.
Shit.
Oh. Oh.
Manifest. Do your master's bidding.
Magic lamp! What's this?
Unleash. Manifest. Flood of frost. Eye for an eye.
Shazam!
Okay. Oh, we get a gear.
You're more fun!
Meshing gears. So are we fighting like rogue automatons or something? Yeah. Okay. And there's a chest over here. Sweet.
Show me the goods!
Sweet flowers. Oh, wait. It's just a sweet flower. It looked like it was a different kind of flower. Flower. Oh. Rainbow Rose. Marcote? Holy cow, what the? That is so pretty. That is so pretty over there. What the heck? Alright. Move on up. Wait, is that a bird? Oh, that was the... I was hoping that you...
Let's sweeten the deal.
Obey! I condemn you! Eyes on me! Cryo Incarnate! Unleash! Rack and ruin! Vengeance will be mine!
What's this?
And there we go. Oh. Okay. There's a... Oh? Um...
Your war is mine.
Um... I can see the chest, I just can't exactly get there. Or... nope, can't. Oh, mechanical wolf? Oh. Well, that's
Let's split
one
it.
thing.
50-50.
Okay, well, I can get over here now. I just need... I don't think this is how we're supposed to complete... Like, I'm pretty sure this is not how we're supposed to complete this puzzle. But it's how I'm gonna be doing it.
Don't blink.
That's everything.
Whoa!
On to the next.
I doubt this is gonna work, but... Okay. Oh? Huh. Oh. Water droplets. But these are... But they're... not as friendly.
Temple of Wisdom. Stay everything! Incoming! Hey!
Oh, hey.
That's everything. On to the next.
Nice. Good stuff.
Don't blink!
Oh, hi.
Hey!
Oh,
Go
hi.
away! Yeah. Ha! Shadow Raven! Committed to memories. Sharing my knowledge.
What? Oh, hi. Huh. Efficacy testing simulation arena. Okay, so just fight, fight everything. Gotcha. Like, murder everything. Oh. Well, that's one.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
What are those over there? I want to see. I'm gonna check those out. You know what? I'm gonna place a thing. I'm gonna check that out after I'm done with this business. Oh, a hydroculus? Oh, this event just leads you straight to a hydroculus. Nice. Oh wait, this is not part of the. This is not like or this might not actually be part of an event. This actually might just be its own thing. Oh, interesting. Okay. Uh.
What are you playing at?
Genshin Impact Rhine. That's what I'm playing at. Oh.
Destiny has brought me hither.
Hither. Yeah.
Don't
That
be
hurt a
scared.
little bit. Okay, I'm gonna switch to a. Hey, Sayo, can you help me out here? What are these? Condensance crystal?
Ha!
Okay.
And away I go.
cypress wood.
Ha!
Neat, neat. Okay,
Make my escape. Can't catch me. The night is cold.
It's a fury.
Curses! No touching!
You're open.
damn.
Top. You're open. Whoa.
And away I go. Come on out.
Decided by destiny!
Not now. Don't be scared.
Access denied! All hail!
No.
Born of ice and frost, blaze over!
My guiding stars. Stars, shine for me.
Shadows of fate!
Got. Oh, one more. Oh, this guy looks big.
The night is cold.
Let me scry! No touching!
It's like a ruin guard or something.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, access denied. This is long overdue.
And away I go. Cold. Mine's a command.
And there we go. Oh. There are 3 waves, but there are 3 separate tactics. Okay. Well. Onward, I guess. Roadkill.
Can't catch me.
Okay, so that wasn't really the fastest. Let's try this team again.
Let's move out. Thrust and rebuild. Everyone hold hands.
Here! This dance is for you!
Yeah, yeah. The Temple of Wisdom.
Busted! Game's up. Fun's over.
Grow, grow, grow. Yeah. 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 Make yourselves at home.
Gotcha!
Positions. Yeah. Committed to memory. Yeah, yeah. Sharing my knowledge.
Is that a freaking railgun?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
My goodness. So violent. think I already used this. Oh. Oh.
Here comes the catch.
That was pretty slick.
Allow
Not gonna
me.
lie.
Hey, this is unwise. Make yourselves at home. Everyone hold hands.
With all my strength. All eyes on me.
This might hurt a little. The Temple of Wisdom.
In my own hand.
Rest and rebuild.
Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now.
Positions. I see everything.
These robot enemies seem a bit sturdier. Which in hindsight seems like a very obvious thing. Once you say it out loud.
Allow me.
Busted.
Committed to memory. Here. This might hurt a little.
Oh? $35 hydro particles? Okay. Um. Okay, didn't miss one. Okay, I thought that was a thing. A thing I could glide through, but nope, it was just a thing. It was just a thing.
A chest full of valuables and a trove of potential clues.
Oh? Oh? Ooh? Ooh.
Quietly now.
Make yourselves at home. Everyone hold hands.
Okay, go in. Build up.
Grow. A brash maneuver.
Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over.
Committed to memory. Grow.
No water I don't on.
Sharing my
Also,
knowledge.
excuse me, immune?
This may turn a little. Grow.
They really like their hydro elementals. Ooh, hey.
Curiosity deserves a reward.
I mean, I'm a cat. Curiosity. Okay. Was that over there? Is that a buoy? That's a friggin' buoy. Yeah.
to memory.
The frick are these things?
Yeah, yeah. Positions. Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Whoa! Now I have to figure out how to press... Because I don't think I have this button mapped. I don't think I have control mapped. Wait. Wait, what? Heavily armored shield capable of releasing shockwaves, shattering stone, holding it down, continuing... Huh? They had to make it so that everyone could, so that every character could do this. That is, huh? Okay, I need to map. Okay, okay. I'm gonna temporarily map. Oh, okay. I'm gonna map. Yeah, I'm gonna map the left trigger with dive. Uh. Okay. There we go. What? Oh. Oh, within 2 attacks. Um. Eh? Okay. How? Yeah, I don't even see how you're supposed to get that. Um, upward? Nope. This is really interesting. This is really cool that we could just... We could just... Also, we can, like... And, yeah, just... I just think it's especially fitting to have Kokomi be in the water here. Okay. Eh? I... Hmm. Like, how are you supposed to get the bottom ones, though? Eh? Wait, what? Wait, no, that's not... Huh? Wait, huh? Okay, so second question, how do you do the actual thing? Oh, wait a minute. Oh! Oh! Okay. Apparently there's another one that you... There's like another attack. Or another one of these creatures you could absorb from, but I can't seem to find it. Oh, hey. That, okay. This is so cool. This is so neat. And you can breathe underwater. Don't even have to worry about, like, oxygen. Also, yo, we could just dash, like, in whatever direction. Thank you. Oh. Huh. Oh. Hey. Viewpoint. Hey, is this a creature? Nope, this is still. Okay. Oh. Though they don't talk underwater, it seems like. Can I change parties underwater? I can. Also, it doesn't seem like there's really like much. Yeah, there's not really much reason to change characters when underwater, but. We need to like hit. Giant enemy crab. Oh my gosh! I just realized what that enemy's called. Oh my goodness. Freaking memes. Freaking memester. Yeah, how do I fight this thing? I keep thinking I need to like reflect it, but I mean, I could just keep hitting it, but I kind of don't want to just keep hitting it over and over again in hopes of of things working. Can I please? Also, I realize I'm getting completely distracted. I'm getting easily distracted by pretty things. I know. I've noticed. This is really neat. Like, but it's so cool that we could just... Also, we don't need to worry about drowning anymore. At least when we're out here. At least in Fontaine, we don't need to worry about drowning.
I see everything. Ta! Rest and rebuild. Make yourselves at home. Everyone hold hands. Yeah. Yeah.
With all my strength.
Grow, grow, grow. Committed to memory. Yeah.
Tap. Chop.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Let me help you pack this up.
Is it above us or is it below us? Oh, it's right there. Excuse me.
Yahoo!
I'll just go grab that. Just so cool. I know I've been saying that like non-stop that this is really cool, but this is really cool. So cool that there's legit an gee, they freaking knocked it out of the park with these hello? I'd like to go down here, please. Wall? Invisible wall? Okay. But yeah, like they definitely like, it feels like an totally different, like a very different game. Anyway, I think we should. I think it's about time we actually get back to the main story. Yeah, just let's do that.
This is our current abode.
Current.
Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did everyone else go? I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
Oh, that's
I
some timing.
see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped.
I suppose
Allow
not.
me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Oh,
Hello.
hi.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very proud to have a diver as a brother, Linny.
Big family, man.
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
Eh?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me?
You guys, you go ahead.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry for the interruption.
Okay.
Before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take these to the workshop.
Oh. Suddenly nighttime. Oh, rain.
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago? Fontaine's weather sure is weird.
Is it controlled by the
I'm afraid
Archon?
that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
Oh, is that why there's a flooding problem?
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went, every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain.
Oh. Huh.
When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
Another one of the elemental dragons
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something.
Oh boy.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
Yeah, Paimon
You
doesn't
know,
really
you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Sorry, it might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers. It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Right, see you at the
Oh,
performance.
are you leaving now?
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the materials for the magic pockets, is that it? Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these materials to the Beaumont workshop and deliver them to the owner there? I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted, and the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always been a little afraid of her.
Yeah,
No trouble at all. Don't worry, we're on the case.
Yeah, we can be.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks. I'll think of a way to make it up to you.
Don't worry
Oh,
about
no need. This will be a walk in the park for us.
Thanks again, you two. I really can't deal with that lady.
Rob, I completely understand. Understand that feeling.
Sweeter than syrup.
Oh boy, so who is this person gonna be? Oh,
Hello? Is there anyone here?
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps you're just looking for a chat with me.
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making... what were they called again?
Magic Pocket.
Ah, these must be for Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders worth now. No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth.
Oh wow.
When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that
Oh.
I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of gold.
Whoa. So, is Linny actually loaded?
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician in Fontaine.
Hey, is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology, and wasting is a kind of crime.
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Papa?
Well, it's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you. But
Orbital
basically,
wobble?
everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Wait, what?
Huh? How can trials produce energy?
Huh?
Well, I'm not
indemnitium?
completely sure of all the details myself, but basically, when a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all around Fontaine.
So that's what its
What?
other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments. But Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a stable power source for these machines?
I mean, the gods will rely on belief to obtain power.
Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it makes sense. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia. It isn't
Oh.
produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a few words with me.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month? Why are you hounding me now?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no, 70%.
Huh? You...
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. Maybe now's a good time to leave?
Hey, hold on. Before you go
Oh.
around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts first?
Child?
If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation here?
Oh.
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are
Oh,
the
hi.
chances?
We're surprised to see you too.
Yeah.
What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
Yeah, we've run into a lot of people.
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and honestly, things have been pretty boring.
Huh.
But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you
Thanks.
look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far. Right, Traveler?
I think we weathered enough storms for now. I don't mind a little excitement here and there.
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy. Aren't you forgetting something?
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there for a while?
Yeah.
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friends? Listen to me, boy. If you want your mora, fine. Why don't you come and take it?
Oh, you're
Hey,
gonna regret
I
that.
just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tooser ice fishing,
Oh.
Tooser said,
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now!
Oh boy.
"Can you at least let me finish one sentence?" Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients. You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
Yep, they're all yours.
I'm sure this won't take long.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, we're actually.
You're mine. Ta, ta, ta. Shouldn't let your guard down. Ha, ya. Ya, ya, ta, ha. Ya, da, ya. Ha, ta.
Yep. That'll do.
What's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
He's the 11th.
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Got it? Huh?
What? Wait, his
Now's my chance!
his vision just. Whoa! Yo, he actually.
Huh. That was weird.
Wait. Did his vision just. Huh.
I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
What?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
But it has something to do with your delusion?
Never mind. It
Your
doesn't
electric
matter.
delusion?
If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
I mean, you better not use your delusion too often.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? And don't say it's work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Oh?
What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
Yeah, really.
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself.
Yeah?
But recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
What?
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
Maybe.
That is a possibility.
So.
I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss.
Wait, what?
It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
Huh?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
Wow.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon.
I mean.
So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
She's no longer with us?
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh.
Oh, that sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Yeah, spooky.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Oh?
Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to duel?
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist.
What?
The champion duelists are all-powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point.
Oh.
So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel.
Ooh.
Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death.
Oh.
So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
For real.
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
I doubt it.
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine.
So did you commit a bunch of
Apparently, the
crimes?
one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before. Chlorand.
When we met the Hydro
Oh,
Archon.
before I forget, I want you to have this.
Oh?
Huh? Your
Wait, what?
vision?
Huh?
Seriously, just giving it away?
What?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel. So,
Whoa.
I think I'll be better off without it for now.
Yo, what?
Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Wait.
Paimon
Bro.
knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
Alright. If you say so, child.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon.
Yeah.
Well, since we don't have much to do for now, we might as well walk around and see the city before Lenny's performance.
Yeah, sounds good.
Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along!
We're going to spoil the mystery for everyone else.
Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Whew. Paimon never saw that twist coming. The murder mystery novels here are amazing!
Do you have any idea how long
The
we're
whodunits
here?
here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novels are more, well, novel.
I mean, they're...
It's so exciting
they're
to
more
reach the moment when the
like
mystery is
novels.
uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read it too.
You already spoiled who the murderer is.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more careful next time. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Lenny's performance soon? It's almost time for the show to start, so we should get going.
Yep. Let's go then.
Lenny said that the Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the Aquabus.
So I've actually been doing a few wonder trades on Pokemon Ultra Moon while I was during a few of these scenes. Like, I get a bit I get kind of restless when I don't have anything to do during these long stretches of scenes. Like, they're like, I enjoy them. I enjoy the scenes. It's just I don't enjoy how long they can get, or how much I don't get to do much of anything. How do we even... Okay, oh, wait. Oh, I registered an executor. How do you do? So... You're... a young race born in Fontaine. There are many differences between us and humanity. Anything else about Mel's... Like, we do have one secret we can share with you, passenger. We are similar to humans in one way. Each of us have a different personality. Some of us like chatting, some don't. Oh, that... They freaking adorable as well. Immediately. So when does... Immediately! Oh, I suppose
Welcome to the Navia line. I am Elfan. The boat will be departing imminently. Please do not stick your head, hands, or other body parts outside the boat.
Oh.
The Aquabus operator is not responsible for any accidents or injuries resulting from doing so.
Uh-oh.
Also, please remember to buy the Steambird, though I don't read it myself.
Such a shining advertisement.
The destination of the current tour is Erinias. Points of interest worth visiting include the Fountain of Lucine and the Opera Epiclese.
I want to jump off, but I also...
If you look to the left in the direction we are currently traveling, you will see the famous Fontaine Research Institute up in the sky. An experiment gone wrong turned new sightseeing opportunity. Human ingenuity truly is a wondrous thing.
Huh, neat.
We are now approaching our final destination. Please be sure to bring all your personal belongings with you as you disembark. Even though I will take any forgotten items to the lost and found, the paperwork is rather annoying, as Melusine hands are not suitable for grasping pens.
I understand.
Please be careful when disembarking. It has been my honor to be your tour guide this trip. Thank you.
Do you enjoy this job? Whoa, jeez. Too fast or too slow. The official response is the... Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Huh? Huh. Huh. Oh. There's something on that tree. I want it. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Thank you. And, oh. Okay. Nice view. Okay, so we're going that way. Well, suppose we could head down here, and oh wait, this is a boss monster. thing. Dirge of Capelia and Nemesis of Capelius. Huh. I feel like I should be wary. Eh? Okay.
Huh?
Hey, do I talk to them? No?
We're way
Okay.
behind schedule.
Do I do something here? Camera?
We're way behind schedule.
Okay. Oh.
Next on the agenda.
Oh. Deliver thing. Interesting.
Here comes the catch.
Stabilize! Gather!
No touching. For Rex Lapis. Go. Cross over.
I will have order!
This is quite the boss
Access
music,
denied.
isn't it?
See?
Gather!
Game's up. Fun's over.
Okay. Okay, so we could just keep... Neat.
Huh?
And can you just go again? Okay, I guess you do have to come back when they respawn. But still, pretty cool. That'd be nice if they put a teleporter nearby.
Who else deserves to take the stage more than Lady Farina?
Do you like fountains? Oh, light! They're freaking... These things are freaking adorable! What the frick are they? Like, I don't... Like, they're like little ponies, but they're like tiny bipedal pony things.
Wow. Now this is fancy! The Opera Epiclese. What a place to hold a performance! No wonder Linny and Lynette were looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
They're waiting for...
Oh,
their date?
Archon, please bless us with a bright and healthy child. We pray.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
Aw.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Aw, that's sweet.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
For sure.
Vache.
A shiny Alakazam. I mean, oh, hi.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
Did you say something?
No, Paimon didn't say anything.
Are you sure?
Are you hearing things?
Whose voice was that?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Lynette! You scared Paimon! When did you get here?
Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Oh.
Right.
I seem to hear a faint voice just
What
now.
do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Uh,
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
I see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard.
oh.
In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
Really?
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
What?
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
When sad?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When she is really sad.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
High emotions.
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges.
Oh.
Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe
Whoa.
what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
That... Huh, but
So, what did the voice say?
it seemed to be calling out someone's name. Vache.
If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Rather
someone
than
drowned in
worrying
this
about
fountain,
them, we should worry about my brother first.
I swear, if someone drowned in this fountain, I'm gonna be freaking... just...
Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So
Makes
chatting
sense.
with Linny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Linny.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I think it's adorable. Just want to gobble them up.
Go!
Also, just want to go grab this.
That's all well and good, but I just want our...
No two cases are alike. The details guide the story.
Huh. Possibly. Oh, is this area just a big domain?
Ah, Traveler and Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Did you now?
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house. Wait just a moment, I'll fetch the tickets.
And wait, is that a shiny Machamp? What?
The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and
What?
here are your tickets.
Oh,
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks, Linny.
you're very generous.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh,
Eh?
I'll be right there.
Is that Bakugo?
Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a hand.
Best get
Yeah,
busy.
we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Linny.
Break a leg. Just don't break it. Your actual leg. I mean, just. Up and it's 11 o'clock, which means today. Whoa! What the frick? What the heck? This place is huge! Whoa. Holy cow.
Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
Yeah, sure. Huh? Huh? Awkward.
Uh,
uh,
Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still, it's kinda awkward if we don't say anything.
you're up, Paimon.
You little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Hey, you always take my
I
lines.
did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would
Whoa!
be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Holy crap, his voice!
So you heard all of that, did ya?
Uh,
Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it, Paimon's. Sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So, let's talk, but, what should we talk about?
this is getting even more awkward! Hi, I'm the Traveler. This is Paimon.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early
Oh my
and
gosh.
sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
What? Wait, what? This
Oh,
guy
so
seems
you're
very...
not friends with Linny then?
I don't understand him.
This is getting more awkward by the second.
Yeah!
Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction.
Yeah, it's the
Nice
first thing
to
you
meet
usually
you.
do.
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
Howdy do.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Oh. So
Ah,
this is...
Mr. Linney.
No.
I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Oh.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
Chief Justice?
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Huh?
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now.
Ah.
I had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to.
What?
There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Hey.
Huh?
I love her,
Oh,
but I
it's
also...
Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Okay.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
Very different
All right,
compared to
please
what...
wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
There doesn't seem to be that many seats.
The show's finally about to start! Paimon can hardly wait! Paimon's never seen a real live magic show before!
We live a magic show. Man, these seats are huge.
Oh, they're dimming the lights! The show must be starting!
Paimon, shouldn't you sit down?
Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Yes, please. Paimon, shouldn't you be sitting
Welcome,
down?
one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be
love this
thinking,
act.
two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today.
Okay. Oh.
Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Intriguing.
Good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Alright.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough.
Okay.
Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
What?
A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
Nothing's in the hat. Go. Okay. Eh.
Huh?
What? Huh? What? What? Huh?
But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before.
Wait, what?
So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky.
What?
Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes.
Okay. Alright.
It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top.
Eh? But she's locked out.
Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully.
This is part of the act.
With the lid on, even air can't escape.
This is
An
part of the act.
amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do.
Okay. Oh. What? What?
Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
She still has her clothes on. That's good. Even the Archon was impressed with this.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything! Was it Lynette
Misdirection.
inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If he could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking.
Exactly.
To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Indeed.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here.
Oh?
The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen.
Wait. There's a freaking
I'm sure
kitty cat
many
in
of
there.
you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all.
Oh?
In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations.
Eh?
So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member.
What?
Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience.
Okay.
I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Okay.
Wow, how's he gonna do this? Hey,
There's
do
a
you
tunnel.
think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
Sure, we can spot
The
how he
lucky
does it.
audience member will be generated by this random number selector.
Okay.
It selects
okay.
numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate.
Okay.
Now then, let's begin.
I'm gonna die here.
Oh, let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do
Am I in a
anything,
chair?
but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box.
What?
If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up?
Wait, what?
You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown? Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
You couldn't even if you wanted
No,
to.
no, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
Okay.
54, 53, 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
I mean...
40, 39, 38!
Mr. Linney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all.
He's just supremely confident. Well...
What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
Just to give
Not
our
sure.
attention.
Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it.
It seems like a setup for a murder.
23!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19! 18! 17!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone.
It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's alright. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
What? Okay.
10! Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
And the actual swap.
Ta-da!
No? Amazing. She's not gonna be in there, is she? What? That.
What happened?
That.
Is this part of the show?
Um.
Mr. Lenny, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
Right. Just hope everything's okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage.
Oh no.
As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience.
Yeah.
And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance.
Oh no.
And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
Oh no.
The serial disappearances case?
But that would be...
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
And to pull off like this in front of an audience, including the Archon Chief Justice.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not?
Yeah.
The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right. How can Linny do this?
There's nothing...
He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice.
Yeah.
Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
He's a suspect
Save
at
discussion
most.
for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linney and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges. But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Linny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met.
Sure, I trust him.
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
Alright, alright.
But with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese. It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
She's the Archon.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order.
Oh boy.
Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him in this case?
I was hoping that we get some Ace Attorney stuff going on around here, but I wasn't actually expecting it. But yeah, but sure, I'll be his lawyer. I have no experience in it, but I might have been to a few worlds where these kind of laws, so I might have a few understandings in a few different worlds.
Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth.
Oh boy.
Linney and his troop are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
So I'm wondering, because she was very not confident until the audience started speaking her up.
Linny!
Hey, hi.
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
That was a little scary.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I really...
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
No. No, not at all.
I understand. Even I'm not sure what happened, so I can only imagine how difficult it is for you to grasp the situation. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not, and I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Yeah, it's like, that is, like, but that's what makes this very interesting. Makes this a very interesting case.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
Where'd you get those glasses? Seriously, where'd you get those?
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh?
You look ridiculous. I want one.
Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
Wait, you have savings?
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
I mean, yeah, they do.
You have good taste, Lynette.
I want a pair.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence.
Yeah.
Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes,
no problem.
thank you so much.
I'm used to this sort of thing.
Just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Yeah, that is a good question.
Oh, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
We are
The
your
secrets behind
attorneys.
our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial.
I mean, we're your
'Tis
attorneys.
truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it.
Bro, are you really gonna try?
But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it.
It will be our secret
We
unless
should
we
go
have
somewhere
to.
else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case!
Don't you mean me?
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Like, hello, Gumshoe.
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Too late for that now.
What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged.
Right.
As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
But why was Cal inside? Wasn't the girl supposed to be in
This
there?
is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
Yeah, but if only we had some way of seeing a replay of everything that happened. Because there's gotta be. Because there's a few things that, I mean, would the pyrotechnics really be enough?
But he doesn't have a motive.
Exactly. There's no motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
We just met him.
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
It can also be the most reliable.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
Yeah. Alright, case record. Oh boy! Oh boy! Cowl trusted. All right. Where the man was struck. If Cowl wasn't inside the Cowl were inside the box at that moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. But excuse me.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
Whoa, really?
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Hey, it's part of the job.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time.
Oh, interesting. And we could just see we could see the evidence. So they put a lot of text! This is freaking... There's way too much text. This is basic, this is literally Ace Attorney!
I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance.
Yeah.
In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
Yeah? Okay. So
that much
maybe?
checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
Inspirational!
No, it's not inspirational, Dunban.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Thanks, sorry to bother you.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Random number selector. It's definitely been tampered.
Linny's magic tricks were the stuff of legends, but the way he did this crime, he should have stuck to doing magic.
Look, doing magic tricks is one thing. Pulling off crime is something else entirely. Maybe he was just too full of himself.
That is, like, I'm pretty used to just having, I'm pretty used to dealing with a case that seems hopeless. The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. How high up was it? And how heavy is this thing?
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall.
Wait, only one rope?
The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
So either Linny didn't realize this was a safety concern, or...
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
I'm always serious. I'm just looking at where this rope snapped. Yeah. Look at the burns.
Look! This bit is made from different material!
Ah.
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
It seems flammable, like a type of flash cotton.
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it,
Then it was switched.
That means...
The rope was switched or something.
Wait, Paimon should write all this down. Let's take notes.
Yes, of course. Like, it suddenly broke with the fireworks being launched on stage. So this was an intended... So this was premeditated. But...
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence.
Oh, Pione.
The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person.
Right.
Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself.
Halsey?
Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show.
What?
The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects.
Okay.
Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Right.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us.
Of course.
It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Halsey's missing person. Famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. But isn't related to anyone.
If you do encounter Miss Halsey, please...
Of course. Hey, oh, this is just pizza class. Yeah, this was definitely no accident. Which makes it... Which means we can't... Yeah, we can't... So we can't plead on... Like... So even if we, like, wanted to just get him off, like, just wanted to... Like, get him off with an accident plea, that's still not... That wouldn't be enough. Oh, right. Ordinary box, but then he somehow moved instantly from the stage. How did he do it? Well, could we go inside? I mean, you know... We could try opening it and just see if we can go inside and see where... Check things out.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too.
Isildur? Hi?
If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
Why?
I don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
What?
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it.
Right. Yeah, there was a bang.
It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind.
Right.
But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
I see. Okay. Alright.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank or something like that.
What?
And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Yeah, she's a bit light.
The balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case?
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
I'm glad you see it that way.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Yeah, that sound was definitely odd. It was definitely a very strange sound for sure. Alright, strange sound during the magic show.
Could it be that I didn't see it happen?
I mean, yes, you didn't. Besides, we know that it wasn't cut. We know that it was. We know that the we can already confirm that it wasn't cut. It wasn't manually cut. And if it was cut, wouldn't Lynette have been on top of it when it fell? If there was only one rope holding the thing, then still it does seem a bit shoddy to have only one rope be the main, be what
When he's
keeps.
still talking to the guards, it seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
No.
When he's still talking to the guard, I think someone will...
Okay. I could definitely see another detective game using this kind of idea. Well, of having a character run around a 3D scene. I mean. Okay, that's the sealed door over there.
Go ahead, have a look around. In the end, we're both after the truth.
Exactly. I do see it that way. There's flower pots. Okay, we can go out here.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, You're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Yeah.
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
I see.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
Exactly. We're just...
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So, you were interested in investigating?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
You?
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now.
Alright. You might be on...
How did you come to that conclusion?
Yeah.
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
I mean...
But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Right.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
I mean, that's... I mean, that is very agreeable. I mean, that is...
All right,
something we
I've
can agree
answered your
upon.
question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Right.
Wait a minute! Did that answer count?
Wait a minute. Yeah, that was like... Okay, whatever.
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
What?
Well?
Not always.
And why would that be?
I mean, whether... I mean, that's an opinion, but I think...
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I, too, think that the Traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Where are the attorneys?
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Where are the attorneys? So you should be our
well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like it.
I think you're missing things you already agreed
Far
to.
be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth.
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
I agree.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
These shades really are so unnecessary.
I have nothing to add.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lenny's tricks. Thanks!
Okay.
Speaking of that, I think magic shows would be very popular in Poisson.
I can see that. Maybe I should try to learn some magic. If I could make things disappear, cleaning my room would be a cinch.
You need not worry about such things, demoiselle. That falls under my duties.
But her room.
Right.
Wait, you clean her room? I mean, I guess she might not be that. Might not be super.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yeah, that's a good.
After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So,
Okay.
the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time.
Okay.
I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
Right.
Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Right. So yeah, the entrances and exits to the Opera House. No one left the Opera House during the magic show. So, yeah, important stuff to know.
We checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
The magic of life and death and taxes.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Oh, she's, our assistant.
I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
We don't need someone to break her out.
Sorry.
We don't need to break them
A
out.
little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Right. Okay.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Alright.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes,
Yeah.
a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick.
Alright.
But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Right. I am...
Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back of the door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row.
I mean, we were...
The back of this door was
stand up.
patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one?
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Down? Wait, are we going inside the box, or are we going...
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
Knew it. And this passage linked the 2 boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place.
Yeah.
The
it's
2
pretty...
magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel.
Yeah, figures. Kinda disappointing, honestly.
See this flatbed trolley?
Right!
The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
Clever.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Yeah. It's very simple, but...
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps.
Honestly,
The
a very
audience
simple
member
trick,
would
but...
only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
And your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Yeah, that was...
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
What?
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh?
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
Wow!
And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
That is... Wow.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Yeah, that part, like, I mean, the trick itself is pretty simple, but the details, the details that make it harder, that obfuscate, like, how it's done, makes it even more fascinating. But, although I do find it interesting that they switch, like, how do they switch clothes so fast? Whew.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
Yeah, that's...
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Yeah. We'll do it. Anyway, we have the evidence about the magic trick, and the onstage magic box instructions, audience side magic box structure.
Huh. What's this?
A grappling hook?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Yeah, this was not mentioned. Wait, could this have been what made that fuzz sound?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
I think,
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
I think, like, if we could figure out what made the thud, we would get a better idea of what happened. The vase.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Oh,
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
For a trick?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And
maybe.
Here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
Maybe.
That can't be.
No.
The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Unless it was in front of the trolley?
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Yeah. Broken flower vase. There's quite a bunch of things that could possibly make that bang sound. Like this grappling hook. Like this hook thing. This isn't the woman's clothing.
These are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing,
Wait,
right?
Wait, what?
Her clothes are here, but she's
Wait.
nowhere to be found.
Lenny didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change. I thought she was wearing white.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Unless you're really pervy.
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Oh. Unless I don't even want to imagine it. I don't even want to imagine oh no. That would be pretty sick. You'd have to be pretty sick in the head to I mean, you'd be pretty sick in the head to want to commit a crime and murder someone, but also to just props haphazardly stuffed in there. Could we maybe try seeing what we could? Wait a minute. A vent?
What is this place?
It's a vent. Wait. Was she?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Yeah.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes, and Lenny and Lynette were in the two magic boxes.
Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that down.
So, I mean, okay. I mean, the woman was pretty small, but, like, if you were a smaller person, then maybe, but,
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up.
bringing the young woman with them here Yeah, because I don't know how you would even carry someone up a ladder. Like, how could you even, like, that would require you to, like, not hold on to the ladder.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Yeah, there's a lot of things here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
Oh? And...
The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
I see.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then! You know, like the kind you usually see in novels!
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable.
Indeed.
No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
Yeah.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Yeah.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will
That's
too?
right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice.
What?
To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
That seems dangerous.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Huh.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? I thought Novelette called the shots.
Yeah.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
I see.
Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Oh.
Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
Twins' proxies?
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Yeah, that would be a good...
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Yeah, now's not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Imagination.
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Eh? Eh?
You're carrying a portable stove with you?
Huh.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snack soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Must be the spina del Rosula thing. Oh my gosh.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Yeah, I mean...
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks.
Hey.
Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Paimon!
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
I just
Tea
noticed you
is
had
ready
the
to be
Geo.
served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Why don't you take a drink as
No
well?
need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
I mean,
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber.
right.
However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines.
Indeed.
The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly.
Exactly. Why
And we're
would they
defending
do
them.
such a thing right when everyone was watching?
And apart from the twins, we're left with 2 other people, the missing girl and the
The
deceased.
flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel,
Yeah.
resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction.
But,
Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
But there's really...
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off.
Indeed.
Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Yeah.
Were we not thorough enough in our search?
No, we were pretty thorough.
From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case.
Just the way I... This is
Your
pretty...
macarons are amazing though, Navia. They
Yeah.
smell great. They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
Ah, you're sweet.
They are my specialty after all.
Specialty?
And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides,
Paimon?
Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, everyone knows how much you love eating.
Even you don't believe Paimon? How could you?
Paimon,
Paimon
it's
ate
fine.
those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Wait, what?
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, there's really no need to do that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
Exactly.
As you wish, demoiselle.
Wait, do you really have that
I
many?
have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
You still have more?
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Wait, how many eggs is this guy holding?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Thank you.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
My apologies, but access to...
Did I really not? Oh, wait, are we actually stuck in here? Well, right now it's midnight, and I should get some sleep. So, so. Well, I mean, I would love to play Leo a Millennial. Okay, so... Alright. I'm gonna try something, just... And if I quit... if I quit here... Okay. Okay, we'll still be here. Alright. Well, next time we'll continue the case. We'll we'll continue the case, and yeah. And hopefully we figure out what figure out the truth and yeah. But with that said, like I might just do do another one of these streams tomorrow, like probably earlier in the day, since these don't really gather that much interest. But then again, it's me we're talking about here. Anyways, thanks everyone for stopping by, and anyone watching the VODs, or just anyone in general. Okay. Yeah. So, wait, where are my? Wait, where's my? Wait, how do I? How do I check who's streaming right now? Is hey. Wait, huh? How do I check who I'm... Okay, I guess Twitch decided to remove the feature that lets you see who's streaming, who among the people I'm following are streaming. That's great. Excellent. Good job. Okay. Let's go rate him. And, sure, Genshin Impact, Ace Attorney. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. Have a good night, everyone. God bless, and I'll